Earlier on this evening, England took on France in their first match in Euro 2012. And as we all know, it ended up a 1-1 draw. And two English lads were out supporting their team here in Dublin. I got this text earlier on this evening. I want you to have a listen to it again. Lads, I was watching the England game in such and such a bar in Dublin city centre. Two English lads got started on in the pub because they were wearing the English kit. The barman had to break up the fight. Four lads giving them stick all evening, calling them all sorts of names. Then a punch was thrown. Makes me sick that two lads can't support their country without this sort of rubbish. And I'd like to hear from you. 6797104 is our telephone number if you'd like to get involved in this. Now, just before I take your calls on that, I want to give you the opportunity to win something for nothing. We here in the Phone Show have teamed up with Ryanair to give you the chance to win a 4-night trip for two people to the Algarve in Portugal, staying at the 4-star Phoneshow Park Hotel with thanks to Ryanair. Return flights for two people, Dublin to Faro, 4 nights B&B accommodation in the 4-star Phoneshow Park Hotel and Water Park in the Algarve. Now, if you'd like to be in with a chance of winning that prize, a lovely prize, a couple of days away in the sun, here's what you do. You text the word sun, followed by your name, age and location, and send it to 53104. Start your text, please, with the word sun, and follow it with your name, age and location, and send the text, please, to 53104. The text will cost you just 20 cents, and you can enter as often as you like, bearing in mind that 20 cent charge. And this prize, exclusive to the Phone Show, we will be giving away on Friday night's programme. Okay, so we're just running it for this week, and on Friday night, somebody is going to win themselves that holiday to Portugal with thanks to Ryanair. So once again, you text the word sun, followed by your name, age and location, and send it to 53104. The text will cost you 20 cents, and you can enter as often as you like, bearing in mind that charge. And the 4-star Phoneshow Park Hotel and Water Park in the Algarve is the perfect place to enjoy a real getaway, and Ryanair operates daily flights from Dublin to Faro in Portugal. Once again, start your text, please, with the word sun, and then your name, age and location, and send it to 53104.
This is the PPI award-winning FM104 Phone Show with Adrian Kennedy. Call 6797 FM104.
Now, game one for England against France, a 1-1 draw in the Ukraine earlier on this evening. And obviously we have an awful lot of English people living here in Ireland, just as we have a lot of Irish people living in England. It works both ways. Two English lads out supporting their team, watching them play France earlier on this evening with their 3 Lions jersey on, and they got an awful lot of grief from people in the pub. Two English lads, says this text, got started on in the pub because they were wearing the English kit. The barman had to break up the fight. 4 lads giving them stick all evening, calling them English CUNTs, is what they were being called. Then a punch was thrown. Make me sick that the two lads can't support their country without this rubbish. Charlie, you're on FM 104. How are you, Charlie?
Hi, I'm good, thanks.
Now, Charlie, what did you want to say on this?
Well, I'm from Liverpool, so I don't count myself as being English. I count myself as being Scouse, but that's a whole different story.
Right.
But I was out on Sunday cheering on Ireland, and so it was that wrong. And I think the fact that they were only picked on because it was an English jersey.
And that's exactly what I mean. I mentioned last night I was in town at the 3 on the Quay event with thousands of people there, and I saw quite a few lads wearing Croatian jerseys.
Croatian lads in the pub last night as well, and there was great banter. If there was lads in Ireland cheering on cheering on their country, and I saw my fellow countrymen treating them like that, then I would personally get involved and say you're out of order, no matter what country it was. But the fact that it's being done just because it was England, it's pathetic. If the Queen can come to this country and things be accepted, why does there still have to be morons that can't just go, right, okay, well, you know, history is history, but let them wear their own colours. There's nothing wrong with that. I wear the Irish colours. Am I wrong? Do you know what I mean? Am I disrespecting my country because I wear the Irish colours and I stood for the Ireland on the Veen? Do you know what I mean?
Okay, but I assume you were supporting England this evening when it happened.
No, I wasn't. No, because
you weren't.
No, because I can't support players that I dislike for most of the year. I'm not, I'm not going to cheer on John Terry or Wayne Rooney or any of them because I'm a Liverpool fan. So, it's club, not country, as far as I'm concerned.
Right. Okay. So you weren't cheering on England.
No,
but you were cheering on Ireland last night.
Yeah, I was while in Rome. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, yeah.
My son is Irish, so,
Okay, but you think English lads should be able to wear their English jerseys in...
Anyone should be able to wear any jersey they want. My kids have got... My son wanted a Ronaldo jersey, when he played for United. Now, listen, was not getting him a United jersey, so we got a Portugal one, so I'm going to pick on him for that. It's just ridiculous. In this day and age, you should be able to wear what you want, when you want, where you want, and be proud of where you come from. And I think of all the countries in the world, the Irish people are the most patriotic, and I think they should respect the fact that other people would like to be patriotic.
All right, stay there for 1 second. 6797104 is our telephone number. I'd like to hear from you. Would you be annoyed if you saw this evening, or maybe you were annoyed if you saw somebody this evening wearing the Three Lions English jersey? They're out supporting their team. Would you give them grief for doing that? Luke, you're on FM104. How are you, Luke?
Hey, Adrian, how are you?
Grand, thanks, Luke. Now, what did you want to say on this?
I'm just saying, I wouldn't be annoyed, because they're just out supporting the country. I was in town yesterday with my mates, and I seen lots of people wearing Spain jerseys. And I bet you nothing happened with them.
No, I'm sure nothing happened to them. And like I said, there was a load of lads wearing Croatian jerseys in the middle of a 7,000 strong crowd last night. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. And then just because they're English, they get slagged.
And that's what I'm really trying to find out. Why is that?
History's history. Just get over, really. It's the past.
You see, I don't know if anybody would have the balls to wear. Let's imagine England go on further in this tournament. Yeah, they get through to the quarterfinals or the semis, or whatever, and Ireland are gone home, which is quite likely. Will people support England? No, probably not, and certainly won't wear an English jersey. But I'm trying to find out why. That you'd wear a Manchester United jersey or a Liverpool jersey or a Chelsea jersey, no bother. But when it comes to wearing an English jersey, it seems to be a completely different ballgame.
It's a good point you have there.
I mean, would you cheer on England if Ireland get knocked out?
No, I probably wouldn't. No, but
why?
Well, I don't know, because I might, because my granddad's English, but
it's a big might.
Yeah, it is a big might right there. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably go for Germany or something like that, but I don't know why not England.
Yeah, that's exactly the point.
Yeah.
And these lads who were English, I mean, I would be very surprised if any Irish person is going to wear an English jersey if England were to go all the way. Let's imagine now. England made it to the final, and they're in the final against whoever. Irish people certainly aren't going to put on an English jersey to support them. Not in a million years.
No.
And I'm curious to know why. Where you would wear a Chelsea jersey or a Liverpool jersey or a United jersey, no bother. Stay there for a second. Jerry, you're on FM104. How are you, Jerry?
How are you doing, Adrian?
Grand, thanks, Jerry. Now, what did you want to say on this?
Right. I'm a Man U supporter, right? I'm a Man U jersey now at the moment. That's an English jersey.
Yes.
Right, English jersey. And there's no problem wearing it. So why should these people have problems? They follow all these teams in England. Rooney, Torres, the best players in the world. When they play for that country, they're pricks.
And it's something that we talked about last week on the show, and something I just don't get. I really just don't get it.
I don't get it. Now, I love watching England play. I think they're a great team. Ireland go over it, I'm on straight to England. You know?
You will support England?
No shadow of doubt I support England, no problem. I'm actually heading over there Friday for Father's weekend.
Right.
I have my Ireland jersey, I wear my Ireland jersey over there, and where I go, there's no problem.
Okay, so you can't understand why these lads were attacked in a bar here for wearing, and they were English lads.
Hold on, Adrian. Last night, Ireland was playing Croatia, and the big screen down at the Keys there.
Yeah, I was down at it, yeah.
Right. You see the bottles getting thrown?
No.
Did you not see the balls getting thrown?
Oh, no, I didn't, no.
No, there was cars going by, and you're less the cars going by over. Our own fans throwing bottles into the crowd.
No, I didn't see that, unfortunately.
There you go. That was their own lovely fans.
All right, stay there for 1 second. No, I didn't witness that, unfortunately. Sorry, what text, Jeremy? 6470. Okay, hang on there for 1 second. I'll just find this text. We're trying to get this person on the air. It says, "Feck him, Adrian. He should not wear an English jersey in town. I forgive and forget, but you just cannot forget the hunger strikers. The film Some Mother's Son, Wind Shakes the Barley, turns you off the dirtbags. I've no sympathy for them," says Brendan Lucan. Well, we're trying to get Brendan on, he won't answer. Is there anybody else who feels that way? Basically what Brendan is saying is it serves them right being attacked for wearing their English Three Lions jersey in Dublin. Here's the text that we got earlier on, and it says, "Lads, I was watching the England game in such and such a bar. 2 English lads got started on in the pub because they were wearing the English kit. The barman had to break up the fight. 4 lads giving them stick all evening, calling them English CUNTs, is what they were being called. Then a punch was thrown. Makes me sick that 2 lads can't support their own country without this sort of rubbish." And I'd love to hear from you on this. 6797104 is our telephone number. Are you somebody who would have a problem with a fella wearing an English jersey? If I was to turn up in your pub for the next England match and I was wearing an England jersey because I wanted to support the English team, would you have a problem with that? 6797104 is our telephone number. Let me ask you this, Jerry, though. Would you ever consider wearing an English jersey?
I have no problem. Actually, my son is 11. He likes the English kit, and he wants you to buy it for him. I have no problem buying it for him.
Oh, he wants you to buy it for him?
Yeah, he loves the kit. His kit's lovely.
The white one with the 3 lions on it?
Yeah, he loves the kit.
And are you going to buy it for him?
He has Germany, he has Argentina. He's all the kits, so what's the big deal? It's a kit.
I know, I agree with you, but it seems to be a kit that people just see red when they see it. Well, some people.
These blokes are living in the past. Right? Your man with his wind that shakes the barley and this, that and the other. You know what I mean? I build 10 bridges and just get over it. You know what I mean?
Well, stay there for 1 second, Jerry. Anthony.
Hello.
How are you, Anthony?
Not too bad now.
Now, Anthony, what do you think of this man, Jerry, buying his 11-year-old son the English kit?
What happened, sorry?
I said, what do you think of this man buying his 11-year-old son the English kit?
Is he Irish?
He's Irish, yeah.
Okay, we've got to have a bit of cop on here, right? There's a lot of rubbish talk. I used a phrase on your show before, naive Catholic Ireland. You know, the Queen of England came over last year and the country bowed down in front of her. I'm Irish, right? I'm not a dope who would throw glass at an English person. I'm not stupid in that way. That's ODT. That's ridiculous. That's extreme is the word, right? If England are playing like today, I'm shouting for France, big time. Why? Because of history. And people say get over. Like the truth be told, and this is not extreme, I'm not part of any blooming party, whatever. They still own 6 of our counties, so it's not over. I don't sing an Irish version of Rule Britannia. It's just 1 and 1 is 2. Cop on. I wouldn't shout for England. I used to support Liverpool years ago. And the reason why I stopped doing that was, the reason from the outset was there was 8 Irish players at the club. There's no Irish players now. I won't support them anymore. I wouldn't support an English club because I'm Irish and there's no Irish connection.
Okay, but what do you think of this man? Sorry, Jerry, you still there?
Yeah, the right phone, Kelly, for Liverpool, is Irish.
What was that?
Kelly is Irish.
Kelly is Irish?
Oh, yeah.
Well, what are you talking about?
Liverpool.
Liverpool is an English club, yeah.
Yeah, there's Irish players still there.
There isn't one Irish player at Anfield.
Are you sure now?
There isn't one Irish player at Old Trafford.
You want to go onto the website?
I don't need a website.
Right, and go onto the website and look at the talent and look at the birds.
There isn't one Irish player at Anfield at the moment.
But you still follow them, didn't you?
Follow them. I followed them because there was Irish players at the club up to 5 years ago. My reason when I was 8, which is so many years ago, for supporting Liverpool was an Irish...
So you followed this club for years and years because there's no more Irish players now. I won't follow them anymore.
That's correct. That's my reason. I'm Irish.
But then you were never a real fan of the club in the first place.
You're not a fan.
I was a fan, but the reason why I was a fan...
You're a fair weather fan.
Let's listen here for once. Listen to what I'm saying. It's not a fair weather. It's not,
You're a fair weather fan.
If you listen, you might learn something tonight. The reason why I support...
I won't learn nothing from you because you're a tick.
Anthony, I want to ask you this. Here's a man who's just said that his young fella wants him to buy the English kit for him and he'll do it no problem at all. What do you think of that?
Again, naive Catholic Ireland, 1 and 1 is 2. I'm not...
Hang on, you're making no sense. What do you...
Adrian.
I'm building up to the answer. Right? If that man would shut up and listen for once in his life.
Hang on. I've one more point to make, Adrian.
Yeah, go on.
I'm talking about history and all that. When Germany was trying to take over Europe, right? Okay?
Yep.
They bombed Ireland. They bombed the North Strand, right? Well, our kids still wear the German kit, do they? Any problem there? Is there wearing the German kit?
No, I wouldn't imagine there's any problem with that at all.
No, then what's the difference?
Hello?
Yeah, go on, Anthony.
Yeah, I feel the truth be told, you're sort of veering towards that man there. If he can turn his little phone down and listen to me for once, right? Again, he won't listen. This fair weather crap has nothing to do with Ireland and England.
You just said it. You just said it.
Fair weather means a different thing altogether. Again, the reason why I support Liverpool since I was about 8 was there was Irish players at the club, at an English club. I'm Irish. There's Irish players there. I supported the club for the Irish reason. Now, up to 5 years ago, there's no Irish players. I wouldn't support an English club with no Irish players, with no English, with no Irish connection. Now, you and your fair weather rubbish. Fair weather means supporting a club. Saw that club. I think I'll join that club instead. Now, that's fair weather.
That's you.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Did you listen to what I said? Fair weather supporter.
We're kind of getting off the point where it comes to Liverpool. The question tonight is, can you understand how a group of English lads were attacked for wearing an English jersey in Ireland? What do you think of that, Anthony?
Adrian, can I answer that question right? First of all, again, I said at the very start of my phone call there, bottling is a disgrace. Boom, the cops pulled them in. So many hours... whatever that word is, work, whatever it's called, or it's known as now, or behind bars for so many days or weeks, whatever. It's a disgrace, it's illegal, it's a crime, right? But the truth be told, and naive Catholic Ireland must take this point, right? English people over in Ireland, in Dublin, the capital of Ireland, wear an English jersey because of the history. Doesn't make sense. Irish people in England wearing the Irish jersey is a bit more acceptable because they occupy part of our country, truth be told, not vice versa.
What about a German fellow wearing the German jersey in England? Their history. Is there any problem there then, is there?
It doesn't affect Ireland directly.
Oh, doesn't it? Were you in the bombings, when North Strand was bombed by the Germans? No.
Do the Germans occupy part of our country?
Oh, I heard you bombed here.
I asked you a question. Do the Germans occupy part of our country?
If they got half the chance, they would have.
Oh, if. Jesus Christ.
They would have.
Okay. You got to start bringing on people on the show who know what they're talking about, who are making sense.
Okay, so what I'm hearing from you, Anthony, is that while the Brits occupy a part of this country, then it's wrong to even think about supporting the English football team.
That's the bottom line, the truth be told. Again, I'm not a member of any party. I'm guaranteed Irish. I'm not overly Irish. I don't sing an Irish version of Will Britannia, for example.
He's a hypocrite.
That is the end line reason, of course. Like again, naive Catholic Ireland don't
You're a hypocrite.
They don't want to hear this.
Andy,
That's the end line.
you're a hypocrite.
I'm a hypocrite. That is the end line. That's the reason.
You follow an English team as an Irish player playing for it, but you don't play for it, I don't follow them. That's being a hypocrite.
You don't listen. This fair weather thing has nothing to do with it.
You're being a hypocrite. If there's Irish there, I'll follow them. If there's no Irish there, I won't follow them. So you're being a hypocrite.
There's there's no Irish player. I'm Irish. I wouldn't support the English club.
You're a hypocrite.
Do you know what that bloody word means?
Yeah,
I'm Irish. I wouldn't support the English club because of the history and the current situation. As an Irishman, I wouldn't support the English club.
Irish player there, I'll follow them.
I support Shamrock Rovers as well. I'm an Irishman. I don't support...
Hold on. What you're saying is, if there's an Irish player there for Poole, I'll follow them. If there's no player there, I won't follow them. You're a hypocrite.
What I said was, since I was about 8, I support Liverpool because there's Irish players there, right?
Yeah, no, you don't, because there's none. You're a hypocrite.
That's not hypocritical. That's just
hypocritical. Yeah.
That's just being Irish. I'm Irish, and I wouldn't support the English club. Hypocrite is the wrong bloody word. It's the same.
All right, let me bring in some more calls on this. Stay there for 1 second. 6797104 is our telephone number. Basically, what he's saying is that while Britain occupies a part of this island, then we shouldn't be seen to be supporting the English team, and you shouldn't be wearing the Three Lions jersey on the streets of Dublin. Jen, you're on FM104. How are you, Jen?
Hiya, how are you?
Grand, thanks, Jen. Now, what did you want to say on this?
I don't understand how, I know that Anthony fella was saying he doesn't support English teams anymore. Well, I'd say them youngsters now that jumped on them lads in town, what English team do they support? I mean, you can't sit there and say, oh yeah, you'll scream for John Terry playing for Chelsea or whatever the case is, but yet when they put on the Three Lines, they're absolute scumbags.
Yeah, and I've never understood that myself.
And the whole thing, look at James McLean. Look at the abuse that young fella is getting because he's declared for Ireland. And everyone is giving out. It's the exact same. Yous are giving out because all the English and Northern Irish are ripping it out with James McLean. But yeah, yous can do it to them. It's ridiculous,
Well, there you go, Anthony. I mean, this is ridiculous even to be having this conversation.
Absolutely. You don't have to forget your history. You don't have to forget what happened in the past. You don't have to forget the hunger strikers. But move on. I mean, the God Save the Queen was played in Croke Park. Move on.
Yeah, I want to come in there. That girl's making sense, and she's using the word hypocritical in the right way. Irish people who support Man United, who in brackets, who have no Irish players, right?
John O'Shea plays for Man United.
But he doesn't anymore.
John Terry plays for Chelsea. But anyway...
No, she said John O'Shea, but he doesn't play for United anymore. He plays for Sunderland.
Yeah, I was just going to commend that girl, actually. Unlike your man who was on there a minute ago, who couldn't speak English, who didn't understand the language, right? He used the word hypocritical in the wrong way. That girl, that lady there, is using it correctly. Irish people supporting, let's say, Man United, right? And then when Rooney plays for England, they hate England. That's hypocritical. Whereas the reason why I'm not is I'm not supporting an English club.
I mean,
okay, I want to ask you, Jen, what do you think of small-minded, bigoted little fools attacking these two English lads this evening for wearing their jersey?
Call yourself Irish. A shame to call yourself Irish. You should be ashamed of yourself. You don't have to forget your history. I mean, I work in Irish League of Ireland and I've worked with a few different clubs and I've worked up the north. And up the north, I've worked, played in the likes of Derry and stuff like that with teams, and we've never received any abuse like that. So why should we give it back to them?
Can I make a point there, Adrian?
Go on, Anthony.
Yeah, the point there, again, this is one is two. It's obvious, right? The average person, English person, shouldn't know whether it's right or wrong to wear. Again, this is cop on, right? To wear an English jersey in the capital of Ireland in Dublin. Because of the past and the present, if they have one brain cell, they realise there's a good chance that they will get in trouble. Imagine them walking down O'Connell Street or walking down Parnell Street. The truth be told, they're gonna have trouble. It's. I'm not saying.
I guarantee you, if you seen an English fella wearing an English rugby shirt, there'd be no trouble.
Yeah, I agree. And there isn't ever any trouble.
I don't care what anyone says. You would not. If an English fella was walking down wearing an English rugby shirt, there would be no trouble. So why change your rules for soccer?
I think that's mostly correct, but not fully. If you walk down Parnell Street, for example, I think he could have a bit of fun. Again, I'm not saying it's right. It isn't right. At the very start, I said somebody getting bottled over that is a disgrace to be behind bars for so long. But an English person come to Dublin city centre wearing their jersey in a College Street or Parnell Street, the truth be told, and they should know, it's cup on, there's a good chance they will be in trouble.
But isn't that ridiculous, Anthony? Isn't it just stupid? Like I said, in the middle of a big crowd last night, there was loads of lads wearing Croatian jerseys. That was the team we were playing last night, and nobody batted an eyelid at them. In fact, there was a bit of skit between them.
I guarantee the same again now with the game on Thursday. There'll be no trouble with anyone wearing Spanish jerseys. There'll be no trouble.
But the answer,
why do you, like, it's ridiculous, it's so pathetic, it's so small-minded.
But hang on, the answer is, and it's obvious, but I will answer it even though it's obvious, right? We have no history with Croatia or Spain. We do have a history.
Exactly. History.
Hang on a second.
You don't have to forget your history, but you need to move on with it. Like,
hang on a second.
The Queen was played in Grove Park, and there was no trouble.
You said it before, but we also have a current...
You're repeating yourself.
No, I'm not. We also have a current with England. They still occupy 6 of our counties. And I'm not going down the political route here, but that's just an important end-line point. And it is there. It always will be there. It's a fact of life.
All right, stay there for a second. Hang on. Let me bring in more calls on this. Thomas, you're on FM104. How are you, Thomas?
I'm just saying there, Jeremy, would you wear the tricolour around the middle of London if you're walking up the middle of the street?
I imagine there were loads of Irish people in London yesterday watching the match in pubs the length and breadth of London with tricolours. I wouldn't imagine there was much trouble.
Oh, Jez, come on, people, hey. Huh?
I can't see that there would have been any trouble yesterday in London watching the Irish match on television in pubs in London. I'm absolutely certain people... I wasn't there myself.
I heard it on the news by now if there was.
Yeah, exactly.
Adrian, can I tell you why that's a fact?
Go on.
The reason why there will be trouble with English, again, not saying it's right, there will be trouble with English people wearing an English jersey in Dublin, and there won't be trouble, or shouldn't be trouble, with an Irish person wearing an Irish jersey in England, is because they occupy, again, this is not being political, but it means...
Well, it is. You keep bringing it up.
Hang on.
That's all it is.
It's right. No, hang on a second. It's a fact, but in brackets it is political, but it's a fact that they occupy part of a country. We have a history with them, and we actually have a current with them as well. Whereas if we occupied part of their country and we were in London, we would be in trouble. I'm not saying
it's a different story, I can tell you.
I'm not saying it's right. It's a fact of life.
Let me ask you this, Thomas. What do you think of what happened to these lads wearing their English jerseys earlier on this evening?
They're entitled to wear their jersey, don't get me wrong, but wearing an English jersey in the middle of an Irish football going on in the middle of Dublin, my God, hey, it's written on the walls for trouble. Like, I wouldn't go out to England in the middle of an England game and walk into a pub with an Irish jersey on me.
No, but these were watching an England game.
Fired out through the window.
They were watching an England game.
With the English jersey on in the middle of Irish fans.
Yeah.
So that's crazy, Jeremy. You know yourself. Jesus Christ, man. At this day and age, the war might be over, but it's not forgotten.
So you can understand how these lads were attacked.
Well, I don't like to hear that they are attacked. They don't deserve to be attacked. But my God, they're asking for trouble when they go out like that. Don't get me wrong.
All right, but stay there for 1 second. I'd like to hear from you. Basically, what he's saying is you're asking for trouble if you wear an England jersey here in Ireland. And I'd love to hear from you on this. 6797104. There are his exact words. You're looking for trouble if you wear an England jersey here in Ireland. And I'd like to hear how you feel about this. 6797104 is our telephone number. Would you agree? The lines are absolutely jammed. People trying to get through on this. If you want to text your comments, you can text your comment to 53104. 53104 is the number if you'd like to text your comments into us on what we're talking about, which is whether or not what this man is saying is right or not. That you would be mad to... you're looking for trouble. That's exactly what he said. You're looking for trouble if you wear an English jersey here in Ireland. Rob, you're on FM104. How are you, Rob?
Not too bad.
Good, Rob. Now, what did you want to say on this?
I was going to say, first of all, the two fellas, whoever it was that punched them or whatever, they're having a bit of banter, first of all, I'd say, is what started it, and then they went through the two fucking idiots. Just to say that, I don't condone what they're doing, but at the end of the day, do people forget what the English done here in Lansdowne Road 10, 15 years ago? People see people walking around town in...
Well, firstly, it was 17 years ago.
Sorry.
For some people listening to us now, they weren't even born. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah, but everyone's saying that like it's in the past, this, that, and the other. Like, if you want to get political about it, it's not in the past. Things are still happening in this country. Between Ireland and England, things are still happening. But people.
I know, but why does sport have to get involved in it?
It shouldn't do. That's what I mean. Them two fellas. I'm not saying what they done was right or wrong. I personally think they were two fucking dickheads for doing. Pardon the language. Sorry, they were two idiots for doing it. But
for doing what? For wearing the jersey?
No, for hitting the two fellas for wearing.
Oh right, yeah.
But there should be no comparison between the England football team and the Man United team. You should be able to support Man United and not for want to follow England. Like me personally, I wouldn't wear any other country's jersey. I wouldn't wear a Brazil jersey. I wouldn't wear a Spain jersey. But I wouldn't have a problem with anybody else wanting to wear it, provided they wanted to support their own country then as well. But you see all the English hooligans and stuff like that. I'd say some people walking around Dublin, they see the jersey, they say, English hooligan. Well, you hear it on the news all the time with Sky News, BBC, UTV, whatever. And some gobshites out here think it's a challenge to them. These are over here, they're trying to invade the country because they're wearing an England jersey. The two fellas are two sacks for doing what they done. The four fellas that attacked the England fans. Like you once said earlier on about the England the rugby jersey. I'm sure nobody would have attacked the fella wearing the rugby jersey but because he's probably about 20 odd stone. But at the end of the day, rugby fans didn't riot and wreck the place over here. It was the hooligans, the English hooligans that did. The football fans. I
know, but again, the point is, with regard to that Lansdowne Road, 1995 it was, I remember it well. But the point is, that was a very small minority of fans that caused that hassle. It was very distasteful. England haven't played in this country ever since then, which is a pity because you'd love to see Ireland playing England again. But, I mean, you got to keep going on about that.
No, well, sure. How many people did them two English fans walk past that day and nobody probably said anything to them? And you have two four sacks then that bring down, that just get involved in it.
All right, stay there for a second. Darren, you're on FM104. How are you, Darren?
It's just contradicting himself at the start there. He's saying how many people did he walk by? How many English fans are out there that are genuine English fans? That were that man's down. I was at the game. I was standing on the South Terrace beside him. Not all them fans there that night were hooligans. There was a certain minority of them called Combat 18. They were a political group that were there. They weren't real football fans.
The Combat 18, yeah, obviously they weren't. But that's what I'm saying. Like everybody's turning around saying we're Aegis and people, people go on as if the whole lot of Ireland can't let this go and that go. There was a couple of Aegis.
My personal view on it is, I support Manchester United. I'm a United fan all my life, right? I go up to Manchester quite a bit for it, right? Yeah. Now, I've no bother with the English football team. I've no problem whatsoever. I don't want to see them win it, obviously, because you never hit the end of it. Still top about 66.
Yeah, I don't want to see them win it.
In the sense, I'd like to see them do well. If we go over God forbid, this probably will out of last night's result, but we go over. If England went over in the fourth round as well, I'd have no interest in the European Championships then.
Why not?
Because I support English football as well. I'd have an interest in our neighbours. I'd have an interest if Scotland were there. I'd have an interest if Wales were there. I'd even have an interest if the Northern lads were there.
What annoys me is people saying that you can't turn around and not want England to win the European Championship if you support an English team. So what difference does that make?
But it does make a difference. You're supporting English football. You're supporting an English club.
So?
Not just United, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Chelsea. Whatever.
That doesn't mean you have to wrap yourself in the Union Jack or an English.
You don't have to wrap yourself in the Union Jack, but like Jesus, at the end of the day, like if you're born in England, you have a right to wear the jersey. If you're born in Ireland, you have a right to wear the jersey.
I didn't deny that. That's what I'm saying earlier on. The
whole point of this argument is the whole point of this discussion is about the two fellas being attacked for wearing an England jersey. Like, if I go to England next week wearing an Ireland jersey, and most people in Ireland are saying,
the question was why did them Irish fans feel the need to do that instead of doing it to somebody else from another country? Why did they feel the need to do that?
It shouldn't be done to anyone.
Because we're pathetic here in Ireland that we still have this stupid chip in our shoulder.
We have this thing about the Irish fans being the best in the world. And we are very good. We go away. You look at last night. You look at the fans in Poznan last night. We're absolutely amazing. But there is a mindset here, the same mindset that a certain amount of English hooligans have. Yeah, the Irish hooligans as well. The Bohemians have their hooligans. Every Irish club has hooligans as well. It's not just reserved for the English fans. That's what people think.
I mean, Rob, are you not shocked to hear somebody saying in 2012 Ireland, you're looking for trouble if you wear an England jersey on the streets of Dublin?
I'm not shocked to hear somebody say, well, I am, like, they weren't looking for trouble. Well, God knows what they were doing. I don't know. But I am shocked to hear that. I am shocked to hear somebody that would just pick on them for wearing an England jersey. Like, I have friends of mine now. I was talking to a chap earlier on. I play football with him every Friday, right? And he turns around earlier on and he says, "Sure, I'm not going to bother watching Ireland. I don't support them anyway. I watch Man United every day of the week or every week of the year. So why would I support Ireland instead of England?" Things like that just annoy me.
What is he? Is he supporting England?
He's supporting England instead of Ireland because he doesn't watch Ireland. Like, not the Aircom League. He actually doesn't watch Ireland playing at all. He never had an interest in Ireland because we're shy. Fair enough, we're not the best team in the world. By the looks of it, we're never going to win any European Champions or World Cup, but who cares? I don't agree with the two English fellas getting a slap. If I was in the bar myself, I wouldn't be a fan of the English, but I'd sit there have a bit of banter as if I'm a Man United fan myself. If I was sitting in a bar with a Liverpool fan, I wouldn't go up and punch the head off him because he's wearing a Liverpool jersey.
Let's be honest with you.
I'd have a bit of banter with him and we'd have a bit of crack and get on with it. But
can I come in there, Adrian?
Yeah, go on, Darren. Yeah.
People are asking why the fella in the English jersey got a slap. You know why the two fellas done it? It's because of the history between Ireland and England. Yeah, the politics shouldn't have a say in sport. But when the English bring politics over to Ireland and they start singing the songs and wrecking land down road, you can understand why somebody gets pissed off.
Sorry, go on, Darren. You were trying to get back in there. Go on.
Once again, it's not a genuine English fan that's doing that. That was Combat 18. You see,
I don't know if it was Combat 18.
And lads, it was 17 years ago.
That's exactly it. Like, at the end of the day, right, we're here, right, it's the 24th century, let's cop on, lads, for fuck's sake. At the end, I have cousins in England that they're English born. I should hate them because they're English.
No, who says you should hate anybody because they're English or anything like it?
That's the mentality that's in this country still.
Like, how in this day and age can people still have a dislike in the people from England? You can understand why, but the history should be left behind. And if you can't leave the history behind...
But you're the one, Rob, who even brought up Lansdowne Road in 1995.
Yeah, exactly. But the reason why I brought it up is I'm trying to argue from both points. I'm not an English fan, I'm not a French fan, right? If a French fella was sitting there in the jersey, he probably would have got a slap by Henri Hambon a couple of years ago. Wouldn't it? You couldn't just ask you, that was 2 years ago.
All right, let me bring in some more calls on this. Ian, you're on FM104. How are you, Ian? Hello, Ian.
Liam, Adrian.
Oh, Liam. Sorry, Liam. My apologies. How are you, Liam?
Not so bad.
Good. Now, Liam, what do you want to say on this?
A couple of points. The first thing I'll say, the Vikings come over to Ireland in 1157 and wiped out one province in the west of Ireland.
They did.
Are we going to give out about the Danish and the whole lot now, are we? They're on about history and the whole lot. Let's skip 1969 when the trouble started and the 6 counties. We get hard enough to look after the 26 counties we're trying to manage here at the moment. We certainly don't want the other 6 at this time. The next thing, Adrian, about the 2 guys, that's an assault. That shouldn't happen. This day and age, that should stop straight away. But one point I will say, and to Anthony and to the other guys that's listening, 6 months ago, the British government, and I'm Irish as they'll be, the British government, how many billion did they give us to help us out?
They gave us over 7 billion, yeah.
They gave us that. Now, what about the history then? Where's the history? I'm after coming back from London on a particular site where they're building the Olympic Village. And there's over 500 Irish lads that travelled over from here, working beyond to one village over there, that they were given work. They're going around wearing an Irish jersey, supporting Ireland over there, and there's no trouble. What's going on? People... Don't forget your history. It's in a book. Go in and study it, remember it, pass it on to your kids. It's our culture. But for Jesus, don't take it out onto the streets and start beating on lads because they have a different accent or because they're wearing a different colour jersey. It's sport. I follow Manchester United. I follow Ireland. I'll support England. If Ireland are knocked out, and it's going to be most likely they are, I'll support the nearest and dearest country to us, and that's England. And that's the way it is.
And some people would call you an absolute traitor for doing that.
They can call me what they want. I love sport. The same way I sat down and watched Barcelona take Manchester United apart 2 years ago in the Champions League. And I seen players that I was delighted to see play at their best. The likes of Messi, who people have been brought up in the era of Best, Pele, Johan Cruyff. I'm in the era of Messi, and I can look back in 20 years' time and say I can remember that guy when he was playing at his best, because I'm a sports fan. I love sports. I don't criticise him no more than I criticise Rooney or any other player for playing for a club. The same for any player that plays for a country. They go out, they train, they're well paid, but they give their best. If their best isn't good enough, so be it. I can't see what the big deal is. Have a bit of banter in the pub. Enjoy yourself.
Okay, so if and when Ireland get knocked out, you will support the English.
I'd like to see the English doing well, because it will benefit us. It will benefit Ireland. And if you say how, well, we're supporting club teams. It'll put the English game onto a bigger stage. They're European champions.
Okay, stay there for 1 second, Ian. Shane, you're on FM104. How are you, Shane?
How are you, Adrian?
Now, Shane, what do you think of somebody who, if Ireland get knocked out, is going to be supporting England? What do you think of that?
Seamus, is it? Shane?
What's your name?
Seamus.
Seamus. Sorry, go on, Seamus. Yeah.
Yeah, Adrian, no, your man that's just there talking about there. He's a dope. He hasn't got a clue what he's talking about. Like, seriously, my outflow was out in Lansdowne now 17 years ago and spent 6 weeks in hospital over there in English. If I was there in the pub today, I'd jump in with the lads.
You'd have jumped in?
Yeah, of course I would have. Just like a slap in the face to every Irishman. And do that fella they're talking about. So we still haven't heard them struggle about 1966. Imagine they won it this time.
Are you still there, Liam?
I'm here. What was he on about 1966? Were you born in 66, were you?
It doesn't matter about born.
Listen, it does matter. You mentioned the year. Look,
about history, right?
I was in Lansdowne Road 17 years. Hang on a second. I was in Lansdowne Road 17 years ago when the riot started. I was sitting there with an uncle, and an English guy came over and actually helped us, moved us out of the way, because he could see the trouble coming down. This was an English guy.
Well, he was in a minority, mate, I swear to God.
He wasn't in a minority.
Why didn't I spend fucking 6 weeks in hospital? Sorry down the language.
Well, that's not my fault. I'm sorry that he did spend 6 weeks, but if you look at that, the whole stadium, the whole stadium wasn't fighting.
Of English fellas, that's why.
You says you were there 17 years ago. Where did the fighting?
My father was there, not me.
Okay, well then you can't talk. You weren't there. The fighting started.
I can't talk about my father.
I go back.
So hang on. I just want to clarify this, Liam, for 1 second. You're saying, Seamus, that had you seen those two guys, just ordinary English lads sitting in a Dublin pub this evening, watching the England-France match, and then they got dogs abuse and eventually started on, you'd have joined in?
Of course I would. It's like a slap in the face.
What sort of a dickhead are you? What sort of a dickhead are you?
No wonder your father ended up in hospital for 6 weeks.
You talk about Liverpool United. If a Liverpool fan walks into a United pub wearing the Liverpool jersey, he's trying to get his head punched in. It's the same rivalry involved in international football and club football.
Come here, how did your father end up in hospital for 6 weeks?
Because he got assaulted by about fucking how many Englishmen? That's how.
Listen, hang on for a second. If you see a crowd of people coming towards you going to give you a beating, what are you going to do? Go for them like you're after suggesting. Attack them head on.
Wimp.
Or move out of the way.
Run away like a little wimp.
Well, listen, hang on. He who starts to run away will live to fight another day, sunshine.
My father lived to fight another day.
He ended up in hospital for 6 weeks.
Well, Seamus, last night, hang on for 1 second. Last night, Ireland played Croatia. Would you have picked on somebody wearing a Croatian jersey?
No. The same rivalry isn't involved.
If you saw somebody wearing...
That goes back 100 years.
Hang on, if you saw somebody wearing a French jersey on the streets tonight, you wouldn't have had any issue with that either?
No. None whatsoever.
But the English jersey you have an issue with?
Yeah.
Why?
I think it's common sense.
Because your dad ended up in hospital?
I wouldn't have the audacity to go to England, London, Manchester, anywhere and wear an Ireland jersey. Not a hope of it. I wouldn't be that stupid. You're asking for trouble.
All right, stay there for a second. Let me go to Pat. You're on FM104. How are you, Pat?
Not bad at all.
Pat, what do you make of Seamus here?
Oh my God, he said to go over to England and wear an Irish jersey is stupid. To go attack two lads sitting in the pub having a drink watching a match just because they're wearing an English jersey, that's the height of stupidity. Anyone that can do it. I worked over in England for 3 years, and no matter where I went, I got great respect if I was wearing an Irish jersey, a Munster jersey, a Liverpool jersey.
And that was the point that I was making earlier on. I wasn't in London yesterday, but I imagine if I was in London yesterday, I could have quite easily and quite happily worn an Irish jersey in any pub to watch that match yesterday.
Absolutely. And the amount, to be honest, if you were in London now, most of London would have been shouting for Ireland.
Right? Yeah, I agree.
I just think it's completely stupid, right? As the girl was on there, I can't remember her name, but history is history. Love your history, but don't live by it. Right? These lads didn't cause what happened hundreds of years ago or even back 70 years ago. So why take it out on them just because they're wearing an English jersey? It's just stupid.
Well, you heard Seamus giving out about his uncle or his dad or whatever ended up in hospital for 6 weeks from the riots in Lansdowne in 1995.
But that was.
But again, I agree with you. Those two lads in town tonight had nothing to do with that.
Well, exactly. But like the lads that caused the trouble in Lansdowne Road were just thugs. That's what they were out. That's what they do, right? The majority of the fans that were over for that match just wanted to come over and support their country. Right? As I say, like I worked in pubs in Dublin and we used to get the English rugby fans in. Some of the best crack and best nights we had was with them. And yes, because it's a soccer jersey, let's kill them. That is just plain and utter stupid.
And listening to that guy, Seamus, I find that sort of attitude just pathetic, to be honest with you. I really do. Because, like I said, those two lads, I don't know for an absolute fact, but I would be fairly certain they weren't in Lansdowne Road causing trouble back in 1995. They probably weren't even born. Stay there for a second. Jonesy, you're on FM104. How are you, Jonesy?
Evening, Adrian.
Now, what did you want to say on this?
Sitting here in the Ireland jersey with a very dodgy accent on me as well. It's ironic, isn't it, really? The amount of different sporting activities I've followed in England, wearing the Irish jersey, getting on great, sat beside all the lads wearing white jerseys, following different sports. I think that sort of attitude, the hooligan attitude, is quite Neanderthal, and thankfully as well. But it's also ironic that it really seems only to be a soccer thing, doesn't it?
Yes, I mean, we've had the English rugby team over here. We'll have them again probably next year in Dublin playing rugby, and there'll be no hassle at all.
And with the build-up to the Olympics as well, you'll find a lot of English and Irish sports stars will be abroad together in training camps, working hard together as well, and supporting each other as well. Thankfully, it really is only a soccer thing, and out of every 1,000 soccer fans, it's a tiny percentage of them who think like this. Now,
I know, but it is extremely embarrassing to think that two lads. Now they might have been here on a weekend break. They might be here on their holidays, and they decide to go and support their team tonight playing France. And this is the sort of crap that they had to put up with.
That would have happened
pathetic.
with me and my accent in a pub in Dublin with my Irish jersey on, or would that have just confused a Neanderthal thug?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't know what to do. Give him 2 shovels and tell him to take his pick. He would have been. All
right, well,
embarrassed. I've grown up with this chip on the shoulder from both sides of the water all my life, and you know I had good times in England. I've always been proud to be Irish. Always been proud to be Irish. But when I hear about this, I just cringe and put my head down and my hand on my head. Go, oh, not again. No way. We're neighbours. History is history.
I agree with you 100%, and I do find it absolutely pathetic. I mean, you were talking about leaving the past in the past. I've just gotten a text in from somebody who says, "Hey, I'm 15. What happened at Lansdowne Road?" And that's exactly the point. It was so bloody long ago that young fella wasn't even born.
I know. I mean, we're talking tonight about leaving the euro as well, which is another matter altogether. But without our neighbour as our biggest trading partner and our help, where would we be? Now, if Scotland was our biggest neighbour and trading partner, would the same thing apply there? This is not just a Celt thing. You know, we have to get on together and pigeonhole those little thugs in a place where they belong, where they need to stay. Give them platform shoes so their knuckles don't scrape off the floor anymore.
All right, we'll stay there for 1 second, Jonesy. Jack, final call on this. What do you want to say on this?
I just want to say I agree with that fella, Seamus.
What, you'd attack somebody if you saw them wearing an English jersey?
No, I don't agree with that. I think that's going to be fair, but wearing that, it's like hanging up a Union Jack in an Irish pub. It's just like going to provoke people.
Well, there you go, Jonesy. It's just provoking people. In other words, what somebody said earlier on, Jack, that you're looking for trouble if you wear an English jersey on the streets of Dublin.
Well, you wouldn't go up to, like, if you're in Free Derry, you wouldn't go up in, like, a Rangers jersey. It's the same here, like, you're just looking for it.
So, what do you say to that, Jonesy?
I agree with him to a certain extent about that, because I do know that Lansdowne Road, the match, when it was announced it was going to happen, went out on the internet to a lot of soccer thug clubs, and that was like a red rag to a bull. It was an invitation, but it wasn't an invitation to genuine soccer fans. That was an invitation to hooligans. you know. And it's just ironic that this quarter of hooligans, they have two events that they like to go to in their life. One is soccer, and the other one is political marches. The rent-a crowd, the rent-a thug, the rent-a Neanderthal. Now, if I'd have been sat in that pub in my Ireland jersey with my accent, I would have dived in just to break up the fight full stop, you know, regardless. Because that's not on.
All right, look, I'm going to have to leave it at that. Thank you very much indeed for all of your calls. Let me read out a couple of your texts before we wrap this up. Oh yeah, Ireland versus England, rugby, the Aviva Stadium on the 10th of February next year. Okay? And I guarantee you there'll be no hassle with that at all. Ireland versus England in rugby in the Aviva on the 10th of February next year. Be a great weekend.